Hey guys, it's Mr. Connector again. We've got a really cool project to go over. I want to make sure you guys are aware of Near Protocol. Blockchains abstracted. Near is the chain abstraction stack empowering builders to create apps that scale to billions of users across all blockchains. At the bottom of the website, you can see these big companies that trust Near Protocol for some of their projects. We've got Alibaba, Arbitrum, Compose AI, Engine Layer, Google, ICC, Dropt, SailGP, Shurmaru, Marblex, Polygon, and Sweat. I want to give a shout out to Apex Consulting LLC. He's created a script that analyzes the GitHub submissions. And from this script, we see that Near Protocol is a top 5 blockchain as far as their developers submitting GitHubs. So that's pretty important to keep an eye on that. Here, there's a better way to build. Imagine if online experiences we use every day are more transparent and resilient, shaped and controlled by their creators and users. This is going to get into centralized versus decentralized, and we always talk about that on this channel. Of course, decentralization is better than centralization, but the world will need centralization that operates in a decentralized manner. Truly developer-owned. Today, developers access web services through centralized providers in exchange for control of their data and assets. In contrast, Web3 services are public and open source, and you alone hold the keys to your data. So it looks like Near Protocol is all about giving the builders more access to decentralized ways to build apps, dApps. So here we have their documents, Near Protocol Overview, Introduction to Near, Named Accounts. Near uses human readable accounts. That's pretty cool. Multiple access keys, smart contracts, the network, the Near token, transactions, validators, more research papers from Web 2 to Web 3, indexing blockchain data. What is Near? Near is a user-friendly and carbon-neutral blockchain built from the ground up to be performant, secure, and infinitely scalable. In technical terms, Near is a layer 1, sharded, proof-of-stake blockchain built with usability in mind. In simple terms, Near is a blockchain for everyone. So why choose Near? It's simple to use with the human-readable accounts. Example here is alice.near. It leverages web-based wallets. No need for users to install browser extensions like MetaMask. Possess a simple yet rich system of access keys to handle account submissions. Fast and environmentally friendly. Transactions are incredibly fast, around 1 second, and cheap, less than a penny in fees. The network is certified carbon neutral. Near consumes in a year the same energy Bitcoin consumes in 3 minutes. Wow. There's a great developer experience on Near. It enables making smart contracts using JavaScript or Rust. Simple onboarding thanks to its complete documentation and multitude of examples. Near DevRel holds office hours every weekday where anybody can participate. 30% of gas fees goes to developers. So they are very developer-centric, which is key. They have been building this entire time in the bear market. Technical marvel, scales infinitely and resists short-term usage spikes thanks to its sharding. Interoperable with Ethereum using the Rainbow Bridge, the first trustless bridge ever created. EMV compatible with Project Aurora. Deploy your Solidity contracts with ease. And here we're going to jump straight to the Near token. This is a native token used in the Near protocol. It has multiple use cases. It secures the network through staking. It provides a unit of account. Near is used for processing transactions and storing data. And it serves as a medium of exchange. And this section goes over the validators. Since the validators validate all shards, high requirements are set for running them. An 8-core CPU with 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage. The cost of running a block-producing validator node is estimated to be about $330 per month for hosting. And they've got some hardware estimates that you can click on. These validators, you don't want just anybody running a validator on the network. You want their validator to have quote-unquote skin in the game. Just like when choosing a real estate agent, you don't really want an agent that's never owned anything. You want your agent to have actually gone through the process and have experience with the process. So just like agents, you got validators that need to have an interest in keeping these networks going. Both the testnet and the mainnet have an epoch duration of 43,200 blocks. Ideally, epochs last about 12 hours since blocks are created every second. In reality, they take slightly longer to be created. And here's a video about Near's data flow.
Near blockchain data flow might be a bit tricky at a glance, but it is pretty straightforward and follows well-defined rules. In this video, we're going to have a closer look at how the data flows in Near blockchain. In fact, any blockchain flow can be represented as an infinity timeline that has a start but has no end. And the block appears on that timeline with some interval. Each of these blocks holds the information about the previous one, thus creating a chain of blocks. Near blockchain has a sharded nature, meaning that more than one parallel network called a shard can be live at any moment, and each shard produces a chunk of a block at a given interval. A block in Near blockchain is a collection of the block chunks from all shards. Block chunk is shortened to chunk in Near protocol documentation. So, returning to the data flow itself, the best we can do is to imagine tracks like we could see in audio-video editing apps. Each shard has its own set of tracks. The top track is for chunks. They appear no matter what at a given interval. For Near blockchain, the interval is about 1 second. Chunks are being produced even if nothing is happening on the blockchain. But what do we mean by saying something is happening? We mean that something has triggered some changes in the blockchain. And the most well-known method to trigger any changes is to send a transaction to the blockchain with instructions of what we want to change and who has requested those changes. A transaction needs to be constructed, signed and sent to the blockchain. Once it is executed, we expect to have a result, execution outcome. Oh, that is simple, but it's not really accurate for Near blockchain. In the beginning there is a transaction. It contains instructions we want to be executed on the blockchain. Transaction is sent to Near blockchain. And yes, it is executed there immediately, but the immediate result of the transaction execution is always just an acknowledgement that it will be executed on the chain. This internal execution request is known as receipt. You can think of receipt as an internal transaction that exists to pass information across shards. It looks not so straightforward if we come back to our tracks. Let's have a look at a simple example. Assuming we have two accounts living on different shards, Alice and Bob. Alice creates a transaction to send a few tokens to Bob. The transaction is immediately executed, and the execution outcome for the transaction is always a receipt. But the receipt cannot be executed here because Bob doesn't live on the same shard as Alice, so the receipt must be executed on the receiver's shard. So the receipt is moving to the shard where Bob lives. On the Bob's shard, the receipt is executed and the process is considered as finished. Today we have learned the main principles of how data is flowing in Near protocol. We have found out that transactions execute and the execution outcome of the transaction is always a receipt. Now we know that receipt is a main internal asset for Near blockchain and it has a power of traveling between shards. We learned the Near data flow on a simple example. Of course, in real life with more complex transactions that involve cross-contract calls, there will be more receipts and execution outcomes. You would be able to read about it in the docs by yourself. I hope this video was useful and see you in our next videos.
So interesting how the receipt jumps across to the different shard there. And here's their X page, Near Protocol. Say hello to the blockchain operating system. It's got their links for the website, GitHub, Discord, Telegram, and followed by 1.9 million followers. And it looks like they're going to be at Ethereum Denver. Here's a little video about chain abstraction. Take your seat. All the different chains. And here's a post by Reflexivity Research. Overview of Near's Q4 developments. Near Protocol stands as a layer 1 smart contract blockchain that couples a state-of-the-art sharded architecture with an emphasis on offering a user experience reminiscent of Web 2 platforms. In March 2023, Near unveiled the Blockchain Operating System, the BOS, a groundbreaking open source platform that allows developers to craft applications across various blockchain environments using well-known programming languages. Moreover, it provides crypto users with an experience reminiscent of Web 2. Designed to be inclusive, BOS appeals to Web 3 veterans and those new to the decentralized web by ensuring easy onboarding, robust security, and seamless cross-chain interactions. BOS is setting a new paradigm for Web 3 application development. Looking through this project so far, you can really tell that they are concentrating on developers at this stage right now. But what better project to attach your attention to than a project that's focused on developers, and in the process, us learning something along the way. On this channel, we constantly talk about interoperability and multi-chain, and Near is no different. One keychain, many keys. One wallet, many cards. One Near account, many blockchains. Learn how Near is ushering in the future of chain abstraction with account aggregation. Look at there, the little diagram there, account aggregation, Near. You've got all these different blockchains connected to Near. That's the future, multi-chain. Make sure that the blockchains that you're interested in are adaptable and able to work with other blockchains. Near is a prime example of that with their chain abstraction coming. This is just a little brief rundown of Near Protocol. There's so much to learn about it. Leave me a comment if you have any input on Near for me, and we'll have a little discussion in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video. Mr. Connector out.